What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Inferno here, and I'm checking in once again with yet another tutorial. Yes, sir. So in this tutorial, we're going to create a thank you flyer for my clients. For my clients, for my boss's wife's birthday. We have already designed the actual birthday flyer. So if you've not watched it, I did it in parts. From part 1 to part 3 or part 2. So whatever part it's in. So watch that video here, or right here. Watch it right here and come back. Okay. So this is going to be the thank you flyer, because after birthday flyer, we work on the thank you. So that much ado, let's get to work. So let's create our canvas. So you go to File, New, okay, to get the new document dialog box opened. Okay, all right. So in here, you input your values 5. Okay, so inches. Okay, that is going to be your unit of measurement. Okay, and then the width, your width is going to be 5 inches, and then the height is going to be 6 inches respectively. Okay, all right. Your unit of your resolution is going to be on 300 ppi or dpi. Okay, all that matters is the value being 300. Okay, and make sure that these two are intact, and then you put this one to, or you change this to Adobe RGB 1998 if yours is on sRGB or working sRGB. Okay, all right. So go to create afterwards, and then let's move. So I would import my images quickly. I'd first start with this image right here, drag and drop, and then I will just drag it here, left click on it and drag, and then drop it here, add shift to place in place, and then shift and then move it to the left with the left arrow key pressed continuously. Okay, so shift press down and the left arrow key, and then I think we like it this way, like so. Okay, all right. So let's select this image and then go to select and then select subject, or let's see subject. Okay, all right. So our subject is quickly selected. So we press Q on the keyboard, B for the brush to select hard round brush. Okay, opacity is on 100, and then click here and then switch the foreground and background with X. Okay, all right. Then just left click and apply. Okay, like so. Click here, change it to soft round brush, and then reduce the brush size and then apply. Okay, to somewhere like here. Select the hard round and then make it a bit softer, like so. Okay, 55%. Okay, all right. And then left click here, shift, and then left click and drag upwards. Okay, and then release, shift, and then apply. Okay, then get to somewhere here, shift. Okay, left click and drag upwards. Okay, like so. And then apply here, release it before you apply, after you have held shift to get this. Okay, I just wanted to get that sharp edge. Okay, all right. So afterwards, I'll just release shift, and I'll be left clicking to apply black, or sorry, apply white to show those areas. Okay, because with a quick mask, all these areas that are red will be masked out. Okay, when you add the mask after reverting to selection. Okay, by pressing Q. Okay, to change the quick mask, okay, from quick mask mode to the selection mode. Okay, all right, okay, this is fine. So let me add the mask. Okay, so I'll add the mask by clicking here, like so, and I'll leave it this way for now. Okay, all right. So V for the move to, come in here, click on this, and then close it with Command W or Control W on Windows. Click here and import this image as well. Drag and drop it like so. Okay, and then go to select and then subject. It does a good job, just I didn't include this area, so you have to brush them back in. So Q for the quick mask, B for the brush to, and then left click and then apply like so. Okay, reduce the size of the brush with the bracket keys that come right after the P. Okay, the first one after the P is what I use to reduce the size. The one that follows it is what I use to increase the size. Okay, so left and right. Okay, and then left click and apply. Make sure that you have white selected. Okay, because you are revealing. Okay, so I like it this way. Okay, and then this place was wrongfully selected, so I come in here and I would apply white. Left click and drag. Okay, and apply white like so. Increase the bright side like so. Reduce it. Right click, left click here, then select soft round brush. Okay, and then reduce the bright side like so, and then switch in between the foreground and then the background colors with X, and then apply. Okay, I want to soften these areas. Okay, just apply. Okay, just apply like so. Okay, and apply like so. Something like here, like this. Okay, all right, so this is fine. And then kill to move away from the quick mask mode into the selection mode, and now you have your selection intact. Then click on the mask icon here to mask it out. V for the move to, left click on it and drag it here. Please don't rasterize it after adding the mask. After adding the mask, you just move it. Okay, all right, now move it here like so, and then this time I will not convert it to a smart object for a reason. So let me just move it here. Let me move it somewhere here. Okay, somewhere like so, and Command J or Control J on Windows to create a duplicate. Okay, of this layer. Okay, with her having this fairy. Okay, uniform on or outfit on, and then drag this duplicate and then need this one. Okay, to give you this, and let's see. So you select, after dragging it underneath it, you want the background, okay, in this particular image. Okay, because in here we have the image because the background has been masked out. Okay, and we have created a duplicate. So on the duplicate, you want to mask out, or we want to make the subject itself invisible. Okay, but make the background visible. So we are, in simple terms, we are going to introduce a background, or we are going to reintroduce a background, and as we are reintroducing the background, we are hiding the foreground, that is the subject. Okay, so I'll select this duplicate and I'll click on its mask, and then Command I, okay, Command I or Control I on Windows to invert the mask. So right now the subject is invisible, and then her background is now visible. But the very reason why the subject is visible is that we have a duplicate of it, and inside the duplicate the subject is visible and then the background is invisible. Okay, so in between them we have this image. Okay, so this image lies in between them. Okay, all right, so that is why the background is visible and then the subject is visible, and also the third image is also visible because it is in between them. Okay, as soon as it goes under one, it's not going to be visible. Okay, because all these areas of this image is not visible because it is underneath this, just as we have in the layers panel. Are you okay? All right, so we select this image and then Command T, and then reduce her side like so. Okay, like so. Are we good? All right, this is what we want to achieve. Okay, very good. Come in here, select this subject and then move it up here like we undo. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I think it was bigger than how it is currently looking. Okay, so just move it a bit here, then move it up like so. Okay, you like so. Then Command T, then increase the size. Add Alt. Okay, so Alt, okay, Alt or Option on Mark, left click and drag to your right hand side to make the image bigger than its background, so that the background doesn't become visible. Do so. Okay, in the movie here. Okay, something like this. Okay, just as you have here. Okay, all right. So select this image and then Command T or Control T on Windows to get the transform bounding box and reduce the size. Okay, so I'll just left click and drag inwards and reduce the size a bit, and then just register the action like so. Okay, all right. Select this image, Command T, then left click and drag it upwards a bit to cover this area. Okay, this is fine. And then okay, like so. So just create a new layer and let's do this. We want these areas to be we want to have this dark fade, okay, underneath our image. Okay, this is how I did it. So G for the gradient to click on this, select black, okay, 0 0 0. Okay, all right, and go to okay. And in here, make sure that you have this, okay, in between, okay, from foreground to transparency. Okay, the first one wouldn't work. The same applies to the third one. It is just the one in between them. Okay, all right. So I just select this, and then G for the gradient to shift, and then left click and drag upwards like so to get something like this. Okay, all right. V for the move to, and come in here, create a new layer here by clicking on the new layer icon, and Option delete or Alt backspace on Windows to apply your foreground color, okay, on the newly created layer. So something like this, and let's start some importations. So in here, let's import our calendar. Okay, so let me close this image. So the concept for the calendar was, the birthday was yesterday. So the date the date for yesterday was going to be, or I decided to make the date for the yesterday be in a green box, so that it shows it, so that it gives us this impression that the birthday celebration was successful. Okay, and then the 14th day, that is going to be the today. Okay, that is the day on which she is wishing you guys, she is thanking you guys for wishing her a happy birthday. That one is going to be kind of orange, okay, to make it look more, to give it a more vibrant effect. Okay, so that you guys know today is 14th. Okay, all right. So it's already here. So I'll just Command left click and drag it here. Shift. Okay. So everything that you do is for a reason. Okay. All right. And then convert it to a smart object and Command T. Okay. And then move it down here like so. So left click and drag it. Okay. To your left hand side to reduce the size. Okay. Then move it here like so. Okay. All right. Select our image, Command T, and reduce the size. I think